We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes Forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners, and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And it's great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have a Red Bull, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, and Ocon, Perez, Vettel, Leclerc, and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Norris, Kimi Raikkonen, and Albon, Latifi, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. Kvyat and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Here we go, we're starting from 3rd place. It's the Belgian Grand Prix. As we go to 5, red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Valtteri Bottas trying to cover off Lewis Hamilton, but Lewis Hamilton is off to a rocket start. So are we. We're already side by side with the Mercedeses, and we are through into 1st place on the at the start of this Belgian Grand Prix. As the 2 Mercedes are going side by side, and they will have to take 2 Eau Rouge to see who can come out of this battle on top. And it's a thrilling battle between the 2 Mercedes at the start, and Lewis Hamilton gets past Valtteri Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton is really charging at us as he is coming at a rate of knots, but we have to block him off going into the next couple of corners, and we lead the Belgian Grand Prix after an amazing start from us. As now Daniel Ricciardo is trying to fight Valtteri Bottas, but it's no use because of that speed of that Mercedes. The 2 Renaults are off to a great start. It's a 4-5 for Renault, as Cyril Abiteboul will be very happy with that. So far, if they can keep it on the circuit and keep it till the end, a 5-6 would be great for Renault after a hard season so far. As the AlphaTauri of Nicholas Latifi got away decently, he gained 1 position on the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, that is. So Magnussen not off to a great start, and the 2 Haases are right next to each other at the moment, so that may be a battle to watch. As what an exciting first lap this is. We lead the Belgian Grand Prix. We lead our first ever race for Red Bull. Now that speed of that Mercedes the Mercedes is so quick. It's the Mercedes' race to win, so they will be really charging at us as we come out of the exit of the bus stop chicane, and Lewis Hamilton is all over the rear of us, but we lead the first lap. Here was our phenomenal start that got us into the lead. So the first start was pretty good, and then the second phase of the start, we just gained so much time on Lewis Hamilton. Going down towards turn 1, we took a very close to the wall line, and it really works out for us, and we are up into 1st place. Here's Lewis Hamilton getting past Valtteri Bottas at the start. Not into turn 1, it was up Eau Rouge that Lewis Hamilton got that move done. So he gets a pretty good start, better than Valtteri Bottas going into turn 1. Bottas has to cover off Lewis Hamilton. On the exit, neither one giving chase. Lewis Hamilton gets a little bit of a better exit, but on the secondary exit speed, Valtteri Bottas gets a good exit. That makes them fight up Eau Rouge. As you see, they almost make a little bit of contact, but Lewis Hamilton is in front. And here's Valtteri Bottas' start. Bottas did not get the start that he needed to try to win this race. He lost 2 positions, 1 to us in the Red Bull and 1 to his teammate in the Mercedes. Into turn 1, you can see it. We get ahead, and Lewis Hamilton gets a better exit, but then Valtteri gets a better secondary, which really lets him close up to get side by side with Lewis Hamilton. Going up Eau Rouge, Lewis Hamilton has so much more speed than Valtteri Bottas, but they almost came together, so they have to be very careful. Valtteri Bottas up Eau Rouge. Now Lewis Hamilton up Eau Rouge as well, and Lewis Hamilton has so much speed to also have DRS as he pulls to the left of us. We can't see us now, we can. We are right on board with Lewis Hamilton going through now, and we just stay ahead with this within the skin of our teeth as we go a little bit wide and we lose the back end, and that really allows Lewis Hamilton to close up going now through. We'll be going through No Name, and Lewis Hamilton is really putting on the pressure through No Name now, and we lose the rear end again. So we're really struggling to keep the Mercedes behind. Our teammate Alexander Albon is really putting on the pressure of Antonio Giovinazzi. He goes around the outside into the bus stop chicane, and it will depend on who gets a better exit because neither of them are giving chase, and Antonio Giovinazzi is making this very hard for Alexander Albon. Albon has not gotten the start that he would have wanted. He's lost a place, and now he goes around the outside of Antonio Giovinazzi going into the hairpin of turn 1, and now they will have to take to Eau Rouge to see who can get past each other. This will be a very, very interesting move if Alexander Albon can keep it in a straight line, which he can. Alexander Albon gets past Antonio Giovinazzi from an Eau Rouge overtake. What a great move that was. As now Nicholas Latifi is getting past Antonio Giovinazzi, as we will see. And yes, Nicholas Latifi does get past Antonio Giovinazzi. So the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri are right next to each other. Lewis Hamilton, he tried this move a couple laps ago. He's really piling on the pressure now as he's got slipstream as we try to cut the slipstream. And now we just go for the defense, and that was very, very sketchy indeed as we just stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But Hamilton is really putting on the pressure now as we go a little bit wide, and now Lewis Hamilton, and we just cover him off once again, but we lock up heavily, and now Lewis Hamilton makes a little bit of contact with us, and we just stay ahead, and now Lewis Hamilton is backing up into his teammate. Now Hamilton may go for this move, but this is a sketchy move. It's a very sketchy move. He gets on the curb and he loses the rear end, and I don't know how Lewis Hamilton kept that Mercedes in a straight line, but that was titanic. And now back there, the two Renaults are going side by side, but yes, Daniel Ricciardo just stays ahead as Lewis Hamilton is really putting on the pressure now. They lock up a little bit because we're feeling the pressure. Lewis Hamilton is really on our gearbox lap after lap. But as we close, the end of the race is nearing. We have one final chicane to contend with, and we will win as Lewis Hamilton tries to go for a last move, but he's too far back, and we will cross the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix, our first ever victory for Red Bull Racing. I hope Helmut Marko and Christian Horner enjoyed that one, because I sure did. That was an amazing race for us. What a great result. A great result as Alexander Albon does not score, and it is not a Mercedes victory, it's a Mercedes 2-3. Yes, boys! Yes! Oh, yes! This one feels good. This one feels really good. This one's for you, Jason. This one's for you. Oh, that was a tough race to keep the Mercedes behind because they were so quick. Woo! First victory for you guys. This one feels really good.
What a great race then, and what a magnificent victory here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so happy. Last weekend and the weekend before that, I really couldn't keep control of the Red Bull car. It was really tough, but today it just really came together. I had a good start, which really helped. The two Mercedes were so quick. I think a bit quicker than our car was, but I defended for my life, and it worked out, and we won. So I think that the car feels a lot better, and I'm more comfortable with it, and I have a lot more confidence with the car. And so hopefully we can take this into next weekend. It's my second ever victory, first victory for the new team, and hopefully I can keep this streak of good performance going. So I'm really excited for next weekend.